The top news posts of November 15th.
Saturday, November 15th, at 1:46 a.m. Why Trump targeted J.P. Morgan in call for Justice Department Epstein probe Axios. The Justice Department has launched an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's alleged ties to high-profile figures and major banks, including J.P. Morgan and Bill Clinton. This comes directly after President Trump requested the probe, specifically targeting what he called his adversaries. Separately, Pam Bondi announced her own investigation into Trump's political opponents and their links to Epstein. U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton is reportedly under pressure as these directives unfold. Saturday, November 15th, at 12:18 a.m. Trump repeals tariffs on some foods as Americans face high grocery prices. The Washington Post. The Trump administration is moving to cut tariffs on various foods, including beef, coffee, and tropical fruits. The move aims to address soaring grocery prices and mounting inflation concerns for Americans. Officials hope these exemptions will help lower food costs, though some analysts are questioning their overall impact on affordability.
Friday, November 14th, at 11:23 p.m. China warns citizens against Japan travel as Taiwan spat escalates. CNN. China is escalating its rhetoric against Japan, warning citizens to avoid travel and threatening a crushing defeat. Beijing's wolf warrior diplomacy is on full display amid a growing spat over comments by Japanese leaders concerning Taiwan. Friday, November 14th, at 11:06 p.m. Trump cuts ties with Marjorie Taylor Greene, once among his top MAGA world defenders. NPR. Good evening. A significant political breakup tonight as Donald Trump has officially cut ties with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Once a top MAGA world defender, the former president has rescinded his support for the longtime ally. This dramatic split follows Greene's own claims that recent comments regarding the Epstein files sent him over the edge, marking a major shift in the Republican landscape.
Friday, November 14th, at 10 p.m. Ukraine's $200 billion lifeline from Europe stumbles on pushback in Belgium. The Wall Street Journal. Ukraine's financial future is uncertain as President Zelensky warns national survival hinges on new allied funds. A critical $200 billion European aid package faces pushback, primarily from Belgium, where political pressure is now intensifying. Complicating matters, Norway has refused to guarantee $160 billion in frozen Russian assets. EU officials are pressing Belgium to unlock this vital support for Ukraine.
Friday, November 14th, at 9 p.m. World's largest spiderweb with 110,000 arachnids discovered in Cave, Oregon. Live.com. A massive cave find, the world's largest spiderweb, with 110,000 arachnids.
Friday, November 14th, at 8:10 p.m. Disney settles dispute with YouTube TV, allowing ABC and ESPN to return to channel lineups. Los Angeles Times. Breaking news for YouTube TV subscribers. Disney and Google have officially reached a new deal, ending their recent carriage dispute. That means popular channels like ABC, ESPN, and others from the Disney family are now restored to your lineup. During the brief blackout, YouTube TV customers even received a $20 credit.
Friday, November 14th, at 7:46 p.m. Trump says H has sort of made up his mind on Venezuela after top officials spent third day mulling options. CBS News. President Trump indicates he's nearing a decision on Venezuela, with top officials reportedly mulling options, including potential strikes. This comes as the U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group enters the Caribbean, joining the U.S. Fourth Fleet, and American forces prepare for a possible attack order. Meanwhile, Venezuela is mobilizing its own forces. The escalating pressure from the U.S. leaves the ultimate endgame in the region unclear.
Friday, November 14th, at 7:14 p.m. San Francisco mayor has first major error with embarrassing appointment. The New York Times. San Francisco Mayor Lurie faces intense scrutiny following the abrupt resignation of his newly appointed supervisor, Beyer Alcaraz, just 7 days into her term. Alcaraz's swift exit stems from exclusive reports detailing questionable business practices and a pet store controversy. The incident is being called a major, embarrassing error for the mayor, marking a strange and terrible saga in city politics.
Friday, November 14th, at 5:54 p.m. How California's ultimate power broker went down. Politico. We begin in California, where a former top aide to Governor Gavin Newsom, once dubbed an ultimate power broker, is now at the center of a major political scandal. This ex-staffer, known for being foul-mouthed, brash, and savvy, faces public corruption charges. Authorities allege an intricate scheme involving 4 other individuals. The case marks a significant development in California politics.
Friday, November 14th, at 4:47 p.m. House plans to vote Tuesday on releasing Epstein files. Politico. On Capitol Hill, the House is set for a crucial vote Tuesday on releasing Jeffrey Epstein's files. The decision is generating intense pressure. Former President Trump is reportedly urging Republicans to block the release, even as Epstein survivors and Trump accusers unite in a powerful plea for transparency. Some are already dubbing this the Epstein shutdown, hinting at broader political implications behind the ballot. Friday, November 14th, at 4:30 p.m. Millions under flood watches. Evacuation orders in place as Southern California burns. Scar areas brace for storm. ABC News.com. Southern California is bracing for a powerful atmospheric river storm. Millions are under flood watches and evacuation orders, particularly in burn scar areas, as heavy rain, flash flooding, and mudslides pose a significant risk. The worst of the storm is expected Saturday, with wet and cloudy conditions forecast to continue for some time.
Friday, November 14th, at 4:03 p.m. What's behind Rachel Reeves' hokey cokey on income tax rises? BBC. Labour's shadow chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is navigating a tricky economic path. After what's been dubbed a hokey cokey, Reeves and Keir Starmer have now dropped plans to increase income tax rates. Yet, despite this U-turn, Reeves aims for a £7.5 billion tax rise, reportedly leaning on stealth taxes in her upcoming budget. This high-stakes speculation is already impacting markets, with UK borrowing costs jumping and stocks sliding.
Friday, November 14th, at 1:49 p.m. Not enough votes. Indiana Senate will not meet to vote on redistricting. WTHR. In Indiana, a key political development, the state Senate has confirmed it will not vote on proposed redistricting. Senate leadership cites a lack of sufficient Republican votes to pass the measure. This decision effectively ends a redistricting push strongly advocated by former President Trump, as GOP senators put up an internal roadblock, despite close party ties. Friday, November 14th, at 9:49 a.m. Emails reveal Epstein's network of the rich and powerful despite sex offender status. Why? Newly revealed emails are exposing Jeffrey Epstein's extensive network of the rich and powerful, active even after his sex offender status. The 2,300 message cache contains numerous mentions of Donald Trump. Republicans, attempting to squelch the furor, instead fueled what many now see as a chronic scandal for the Trump presidency.